Okay. Well, my name is Mark O'Connell. I play drums for Taking Back Sunday.
And my name is Shaun Cooper. I play the bass guitar in Taking Back Sunday.
The tour with the Used has been going very well. Every show has been sold out, and good guys too.
Yeah, we're on the same record label too. Our records came out within a couple weeks of each other, so that's been good. There's a synergy there, as the label likes to say, and we're just having a blast.
We've tried before, but it really hasn't worked out because of different times with albums and blah blah blah. But this time it just so happened that it worked out perfectly because they just started touring and we just started touring. So it's that's how it happened.
Yeah, with our first record, Tell Your Friends, coming out 12 years ago, we never thought we'd be in this spot. We never thought we'd do more than basically tour through the summer after that record came out and go back to school and get real jobs and stuff like that. We just feel really lucky that we get to still be able to do this, and with the label Hopeless behind us now, they're really motivated, and I think we've kind of found our groove with songwriting, and I don't think a lot of bands are lucky enough to find that on their sixth album. So I think we're in a special place. We feel very fortunate to be here. There are a few bands that make it 12 years at all, and here we are doing the thing.
When people ask, what's the best thing you guys have done as a band, I always say the fact that we're still a band and still doing it is the best thing.
You know, I do in a certain sense feel like veterans because we've been doing the thing for so long, and you see a lot of new bands and you see them get started and they come up and then they go away pretty quickly. So we've seen that so many times over. That makes me feel like we've been around a long time, but I do feel young and hungry. You know, I don't think we've accomplished anything that we want to yet. I still feel like we have a whole bunch more records ahead of us. And I think we're still evolving as a band. So in that sense, I feel young because I still have that desire to win over a crowd every night, to do our best and to have exciting performances. I don't feel tired and sluggish every night, like, oh, I got to do this again. It's always exciting. So I think we're just so happy to still be here.
It's also exciting because people still care. If no one cared, it wouldn't be as fun as it is, but they do. So we're lucky dudes.
Yes.
Well, recording our album, our self-titled from our last album. Let me start that again. Recording our self-titled album, it did feel like we were starting over again because John and Shaun came back into the band, and
it had been 7 years since we wrote songs together.
Yeah, so it was very fun, and it felt very new, and just the whole writing process was back to the way it was when we did Tell Your Friends. So that was the most exciting thing about it, you know, and just the possibilities, you know, that have. I mean, now it's the second album that we're on, and we know that it's a better album than our last one. So
our new album is called Happiness Is. Came out a couple weeks ago, and as far as themes, or we don't write the lyrics, so it's kind of hard to say, and it's speaking a little bit out of turn. But I think it's just overall it's a lot more mature and focused kind of sounding record. I think the songs are more interesting. I think they're more concise. I think they're more potent. Lyrically, they're a lot less vague. They're a lot more to the point than songs in the past, and I just think it's a lot better.
Also, with this new album, we decided that we're just going to do whatever we wanted to do. Whatever we thought sounded best, we're going to keep it. So there's songs like the last song on the album is Nothing at All, and then there's a song called It Takes More, and then another one called All the Way, where I feel like earlier on in our careers we wouldn't do that kind of song, but now we're just kind of like, whatever, you know, we're here and we're gonna do whatever we want to do without anybody telling us that's not okay.
Debuting at number 10 on the Billboard chart was pretty awesome. That was kind of my idea for where this record would go, and that to me would mean it was a successful first week. And actually seeing it happen was very, very rewarding. We worked really hard on the album, and Hopeless worked so hard at promoting it and making sure we had all our ducks in a row with the vinyl, with the pre-order packages, this and that, all this stupid marketing stuff that probably I'm boring everyone with now talking about it. But yeah, it was a very proud moment for us. So I celebrated all day by drinking mimosas.
Also, the cool thing, they made it very clear very early on that they wanted to make a video. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, okay, let's do the video for Flicker Fade now, and let's get this album going. You know, so that was nice. They've really worked, and it's been a wonderful thing being with them.
Up next for us is just a whole lot of touring. We hope to tour through the rest of the year, both nationally and internationally. We really want to take the thing worldwide. Hopeless has such a good presence in countries all around the world that we want to make sure we visit everywhere that has the record and play these new songs for people. And then, after a year or two of that, hopefully get back in the studio, make another record, and put it out, and more touring. I think we're just getting started, really.
Yeah.
That.
I agree, all that.
Man, should we grab a couple drinks and talk about this all night? What life is?
Well, it depends. Life is how
it's everything, bro.
Life is everything, man.
It's happiness, it's sadness, it's all one and the same too if you really get down to it.
Well, I think if you asked us what life is 10 years ago, the answer would be very, very different. So, talking to a young man and then talking to men in their 30s like us, life is family. Life is our wives, our kids, our parents.
Our careers, making this thing last so we can support our families, our parents, all that stuff, and just keeping ourselves happy, keeping our families happy, and just trying to do the best you can every day and not be a total bummer all the time. Because no one wants to be around a bummer.
And when you're having a hard time, you get through it.
Yeah,
right?
One day at a time.
One day at a time. You say, hey, how can I fix this problem? And you try your best to fix it, and hopefully it goes away. So far, that's been happening.
Yeah, life is pretty good.
Life is good.
Flicker, flicker.